Let's do a deal. You subscribe, I'll keep posting comedy stuff. Nice one. This guy is one of my favourite acts in town. I'm delighted you joined us tonight. Can you really make a huge amount of applause? Bring it up right now. Yeah! Speaking about the Shawshank Redemption, ladies and gentlemen, it's the wonderful Mr. Richard Todd.
It might be underwhelming. I assigned myself 3 hours to write this, and the Shawshank Redemption lasts 2.5 hours. You do the maths. Not much left. The thing about the Shawshank Redemption, the good thing about it is you don't have to formulate any of your own opinions, because Morgan Freeman does a voiceover that tells you exactly what to think throughout it. It's ostensibly the story about a guy, an innocent man who gets imprisoned, right? And he's got a magical mind, and I mean, I say this and I feel crass, but he's got a magical mind and an incredibly robust bottom, right? And it's true, because guys, there's a lot of rape, but it's kind of Hollywood rape. It's Hollywood rape because there's no blood or bruises, it's just word of mouth. It's essentially some Hollywood women bantering in a cafe over cocktails saying, yeah, and I hear he had a hard time recently getting raped and things, you know, just looking out the window, you know. But it doesn't matter, because Morgan Freeman puts it all in context for you, because he says, I think those first 2 years were the hardest for Andy. And I mean, I don't know, it annoys me, because I kind of think, yeah, I guess they were the hardest for Andy because he was getting raped on a bi-weekly basis, you know. But the thing is, I mean, it's serious. You know, it doesn't let you make, I mean, it doesn't afford you the respect to make your own intellectual decisions, you know. It doesn't allow you to say, yeah, they must have been tough years because he was getting raped all the time, you know. He has to tell you about it. And it's also a magical prison because no one gets old, you know. You only know how long's passed because Morgan Freeman will tell you, you know. Occasionally he'll say, how long have we been in here? 17 years. And you think, wow, because they're looking good for themselves considering all they seem to do for sustenance is smoke, right? But it's, because it's Hollywood, the only man in those prisons with bad teeth is the man who actually murdered Tim Robbins' wife. He has horrible teeth, and he has to have horrible teeth because he doesn't belong in a Hollywood prison, you know. Look at him, crass, horrible. There's an interesting moment when Morgan Freeman says, some things are better left unsaid. And I kind of thought, yeah, everything you've come up with so far, and that's 2 hours through the film. You know, what it feels like is, you know, when I'm watching a film, you don't know this, but it feels like watching a film with your mother. And your mother just saying, well, he's not going to like that, is he? Or, that food doesn't look very tasty, does it? But essentially Morgan Freeman's saying all that for you. But he's on screen saying it. You know, if Morgan Freeman was saying the things he says in Shawshank Redemption and he was next to you on the settee, you would turn to him and say, well, you shut up, Morgan, I'm trying to watch the film. You're just telling me what's happening on screen as it happens. I think that's why it's really popular, because it kind of it kind of talks you through it. It's like canned laughter, you know. You know, when you watch it, when I was a kid and I watched a show of canned laughter, I would think, that is the funniest show I've ever seen. And then I'd watch a show about canned laughter and I'd think, I do not know when to laugh. You know? And that's like what Shawshank Redemption is. It's kind of, so there's a passage of about half an hour where Morgan Freeman doesn't say anything. And I had got so used to him making my opinions for me that I started to think, I don't know what's happening here now. I have lost all hope. What's happening, Morgan? Every time I saw him on screen, I think, tell me, Morgan, tell me what is occurring. It's not even that I mind Morgan Freeman. I like him in Seven, you know. I like Seven. It's a film where a maniac goes around killing anyone who displays visible traits of the seven dwarves. Don't be happy, grumpy, wrathful, and gluttony or gluten-free, whichever. Vegan. Is veganism a sin? It is if you're having lasagna, because it tastes bloody horrible. I like Seven, he kills her at the end. No, he kills the guy. I've lost! The thing is, Morgan Freeman spends so much time in libraries, in all his films. He's like it's like putting Wikipedia on the case of a crime, you know. You kind of think, yeah, we're getting knowledge, but are we going to catch the criminal? He ends up getting angry. I get angry. I'm angry now. I've got no money. It's true, my counsellor said, this is what my counsellor said, just by the by before I leave. This is not the Shawshank Redemption, here's an interesting thing. Because we live in London and we know that the housing situation is shit, right? But I was in the Museum of London, right? And I went into this room and I was wandering out, and there's a recreation of a cell, right? From your days of yore. And I was wandering around thinking, this is actually quite spacious, it's not bad, is it? And you know what? I've lived in smaller rooms and I was pacing round thinking, you know, I would happily move into this cell from one of my bedrooms, you know, and it comes with a toilet. Ensuite. What, an ensuite cell? Anyway, this is what, I'll tell you this, just by the by. Just because, I should have talked about a horror film, right? Because I went to see my counsellor today, which is why I'm a little bit of a mess. Do I have a counsellor? Why? Yes, I have a counsellor. Do I look well balanced? Yeah. But I still got a counsellor. How do you think you get this kind of well balanced demeanour? Anyway, my counsellor said that by talking we would unlock doors, you know. But I have seen enough horror films to know that if a door is locked, you leave it locked, you know. You leave it locked and you put a bookshelf in front of it. And if anyone says, is that a door behind the bookshelf? You say, no it is not, it is a monster. My greatest fear is that I will one day meet my monster, right? And I'll get on with it. And I'll say to it, you know what? You were right. We should decapitate the neighbours. Alfie, I don't want to go, but I have to go because he's stamping his foot on the stage like a maniac. All right, thanks, bye.
Oh, do I love Richard Todd and his comedy? Let me count the ways. Everybody, Mr. Richard Todd. I cannot tell you how talented I think that man is. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe, smash the notifications bell, and know you are warmly encouraged to like, comment and share our clips. You're a star. Stay golden.